All right, so as I mentioned, I've always wanted to go into business, but I didn't realize how broad that statement was until I actually got my first corporate role. And so I started off doing market strategy. For those of you who don't know, market strategy is like sitting in a corner over here and like reading analyst reports and like writing reports about what the company should do with that information in terms of their strategy. So it was a lot of like autonomy, and I was a little bit lonely, so I wanted to do something different. So one day on the way back from our sales kickoff, I was sitting on the bus and the chief marketing officer came and sat right next to me, and I decided to take that opportunity to ask him for a job. And so we did this impromptu interview situation, and he told me he would find me a home. And I was, curious on where that home would be. It ended up being on the marketplace program team. And that's when I realized that partnerships was my thing. And here I am today. So a couple years later, well, many years later, actually, I was on that team doing all kinds of things around partnerships, from onboarding to operations to partner relationship management, and then eventually really finding my place in the marketing role. And I decided I needed more of a challenge, so this opportunity at Talkdesk presented itself to actually run the marketplace program. So here I am to talk to you about marketplaces. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick agenda before we get started. So I'll do an introduction to Talkdesk as well as to AppConnect, tell you a little bit about our program. From there, we'll talk about our strategy for the AppConnect Marketplace program. I'm going to share a few of our secrets. And then I will give you our key takeaways, our lessons learned, and hopefully you have some too walking away from this. And last but not least, we'll have some time for Q&A, and we'll go get a drink outside. So let's start with the introduction. So does anyone know how Talkdesk got started? It's a really great story. So basically, our CEO, when he was a young man, he was living in Portugal, just finished college, was working in a call center, realized that there must be a better way to do this. So he entered TwilioCon, which is a hackathon right here in San Francisco, and came out to enter the hackathon and ended up winning. And within a week, he moved to San Francisco to start up Talkdesk. Today, we are a company of over 2,000 employees worldwide. We are a $10 billion company. We're coming out with new products all the time. And my favorite fun fact is that 50% of our executive leadership team is women. Pretty awesome. So where does AppConnect fit into this world? So earlier in the presentation with Google, we heard about the platform mindset. So Talkdesk is actually working towards that platform mindset. I think that every company should adopt this mindset. It's the ability to be open with your platform, to build APIs that allow other companies to integrate with you, build really great documentation so that people can actually know how to use those APIs and know how to build with them. And so Talkdesk does this in a few different ways. We have strategic alliance partners that build out-of-the-box integrations with us, and we co-sell together. We have connections where developers from our customers or partners can actually build more integrations with us or build their own kind of functionalities. And of course, we have the Talkdesk AppConnect, which is our marketplace where a lot of these integrations live. It also includes partner apps that we resell. So Talkdesk AppConnect, our vision is to extend the functionality of Talkdesk CX Cloud. We enable our customers and our sellers to choose from a wide variety of best-of-breed solutions that are available to purchase through the marketplace. So these are just some of our partners that you see here, some of the capabilities that we offer within the marketplace. All right, so let's dig into the meat of this presentation, which is the strategy of AppConnect. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek into what our core values are and just kind of the journey that we've been on over the last couple years that I've been here. So this might look familiar from Laura Pradia's presentation. I promise I did not steal her presentation. It just validates the fact that, the 4 Ps are very important. 2 of the Ps are different, so just calling that out. But her partner program is gold, so I'm not mad at the fact that we're thinking the same way. So people. If any of you are hiring right now, I highly recommend to read this book called Ideal Team Player. I think it's by someone named Patrick Lencioni. It's a really great book about the 3 characteristics that you look for in a teammate, and also, the characteristics that you look to embody while being on a team. And that's being humble, hungry, and smart. Humble, obviously, we all know what that means. Hungry, you're always looking for the next challenge. You're not afraid of doing something new. And smart is not just about being like book smart, it's about being people smart and really like being empathetic and like understanding the people that you're working with. So for us, people is about being and finding the ideal team player. And it's about our partners, it's about our teammates, and it's about our customers as well. And then process. For process, cross-functional collaboration is key. And I'll talk a little bit about how we built our processes out for our marketplace program. Product is that platform mindset I mentioned. So Talkdesk AppConnect actually used to live under the product organization because the marketplace itself is a product. We were evaluating at one point using an awesome tool like AppDirect. And we kind of decided we would build it ourselves because we were in the product organization. But now AppConnect actually lives in the sales organization, which is why pipeline is super important to us now. So I'm going to dig into each of these in a little bit more detail and kind of share some examples about how we embody these values. Okay, so we'll start with people. So in the past, we were a small startup team, like a lot of marketplace or partner program teams are. We had an undefined partner journey. So it was really difficult for partners to like get through their onboarding phase, or like once they're on board, what do we do? How do we become successful? So it was really difficult for them to really figure out how to be successful. And finally, we were siloed from the sales organization at that point. So it was hard for us to really connect with our sellers and enable them to sell our partner apps. So today, we have dedicated resources across various different functions, and they all live within those respective functions. So we have a partner marketer. We have someone to do operations. We have a finance accountant, which is my favorite thing ever, because since we do a lot of the work on our paper, we need to pay the partners when we sell stuff. We also have someone in the legal department. And then for partner success, we have a program now around that, a certification. We also do a partner advisory board. I think someone was talking about that earlier today. That's super important to understand from the partners, what they're experiencing, what are some areas that we can improve on, what are we doing really well. So this is super important to hear the voice of the partner. I love the idea of doing QBRs. Someone was talking about that today. We know that we talk to our partners almost every day, but it's really good to have that that professional setting where you can really talk about goals and revenue and pipeline and all of those good things that we're all excited about. And then, of course, we were siloed from our sales team. Now we have a whole sales enablement strategy. We live in the sales organization, so they literally can't get rid of us. We're invited to every sales all hands. We're, part of SKO. So you see AppConnect a lot now in the sales organization. We do a lot of our enablement through trainings, through battle cards, partner library videos. We do lunch and learns with our sales teams, our regional sales teams, to really teach them about what our partners have to offer and how they can help them be successful with their customers and prospects. So looking towards the future, we know that we can't get a dedicated resource in literally every organization. That would be amazing, but crazy. So what we're looking to do is to find subject matter experts in each of these organizations. For example, we have the professional services team. We work really closely with them to understand the processes, which I'll talk about later in that section, to try to define how do we work better together? How do we make your job easier? And how do we make our partners successful? So fostering those subject matter experts in each of those organizations is super important for everything to work efficiently. Another thing we're planning to do in the future is to scale to a tiered program. So we talked about, what can we do with our partners? We have things like webinars, we have other sales enablement opportunities. We can't offer it to everybody. So I got a lot of really great learnings actually from this event talking about how to create a tiered program. It could be points like Salesforce does. It could be, scaling the partnership. Okay, you're here today, you're a new partner, but maybe when you have a few new customers, we can do this with you. So that's what we're looking to do next. And then finally, fostering AppConnect champions within the sales organization. We just started doing this last month. So we have spiffs going on for our sales team to sell our AppConnect partners. And what we're doing is creating like some noise about it. Hey, this sales rep closed a deal with 2 of the AppConnect spiffs. We're going to send them some swag and we're going to recognize them in front of the whole sales organization. So we'll plan to do this every month to make some noise about our partnerships. Okay, so next we're going to talk about process. So in the past, we had a really complex pre-sales process. It was difficult to navigate for everybody involved, including our sellers and our partners. We had a very broken order management process, and we had an undefined kind of Talkdesk support. A lot of it was like, well, you're selling on Talkdesk paper, so it should be one throat to choke. But that doesn't necessarily work all of the time. You need that partner to be there and work with you to make sure that that we can support the customer and make sure that their products holistically are running smoothly. So that was in the past. Today, we have improved our partner discovery by offering what we call our customer success playbook, or customer obsessed playbook, sorry. What that does is it highlights all of the different partners and their functionalities so that you can kind of compare and contrast which partners do what functionalities they have to offer, what discovery questions you can ask. And so it really helps our sellers to recommend the right solutions. We also have automated discounting and quoting. So anytime that our sellers want to discount an AppConnect solution, it will go through us for approval so that we can make sure the partner is on board and we can close the deal. For order forms, it's a little bit more automated now, but we still have a lot of work to do on that. But now we have a proper order form process so that every time we close a deal, whether it's a new logo or a renewal or an expansion or anything like that, we send an order form to the partner to make sure that they are provisioning and implementing the solution in a timely manner. And then joint ownership, leveraging the Talkdesk knowledge base. So we have an article in the knowledge base that basically goes over, okay, if you've downloaded an app and you need support on that, Talkdesk can help you. But if there's anything further than that, it's like a product question. There's a whole section about how to leverage our partners, what their support contacts are, and it helps us to be able to stay on top of it without actually getting super deep in the weeds. And then for the future. So we're reimagining our professional services scoping and implementation process. Like I mentioned before, we're finding those subject matter experts on the team to help us really understand um, basically what the process is, what it looks like for the partners and for the internal folks involved, and how to make it as smooth as possible for the sales rep and for our team and for the partner, of course. We are planning to automate the partner order form process. So that process is very manual today, and we're trying to figure out ways that we can make it a better experience for everybody so that we're not sitting there in spreadsheets all day sending out these order forms. If anyone has any ideas, I'm happy to take notes and understand how you do your order form process today. And last but not least, for the future, we are strategizing with our CSM team to basically create rules of engagement, a playbook that they can use to actually go in and know what to do when we have our joint customers with our partners. So a lot of the times they come in and they ask us questions, and we're the middleman between the CSMs and the partners. And so it's very difficult for us to always be involved. So we're creating this playbook, working with our subject matter experts on the CSM team to build out these rules of engagement for us and for our partners so that they know what to do as well. All right, now to product. Product is very important. Like I mentioned, we're all looking to develop that platform mindset. So in the past, we had a lengthy and manual onboarding process. It was a lot of Google forms and siloed experiences. Partners didn't know where they were in the process. We had limited marketplace functionality, and that's why we were looking at AppDirect, because they're a really awesome marketplace platform tool. If you are looking to start your marketplace, it's a really great way to kind of figure out what you need and use their awesome functionalities. And we only had 39 offerings in the marketplace. So fast forward to today, we have a new developer tool called Builder. It's a self-service partner portal that allows our partners to go in and build their integration. It goes through QA. You can enter in all of your app listing information in there, all of your pricing plans, and it's a really great way to automate the partner onboarding experience, and they can see exactly where they're at in that journey. For marketplace functionality, we've added a lot of new features in our marketplace over the last year. You can now filter through things like industry. It's a big focus for our company this year. So we've mapped out our partners based on which industries they serve. There's things like, sorting alphabetically in there. We have added new categories and areas, and we have a featured section. So if a partner is doing some type of marketing activity with us, you can go in and you can see at the top, which partners those are, and you can click directly to their app listing. And finally, we have 100 apps in the marketplace today, over 100 apps. That includes not only our partner applications, but we've also added our out-of-the-box integrations as well as our Talkdesk add-on products. So we've grown the marketplace by over 3 times and giving the customers a true one-stop shop to find all of the integrations available through Talkdesk. So moving towards the future, we are looking to continue to develop that platform mindset where we are introducing more APIs, more documentation to allow partners and developers to build with us. We are looking to enhance the buyer experience by utilizing the analyst criteria. So for those of you who don't know, there's 2 really great reports by Forrester, both about marketplaces, but in different ways. There's the one about marketplace as a platform, which AppDirect is a part of. I promise he didn't pay me to say AppDirect so many times. And then there's one about like marketplace as a program, which you can utilize to like find out what are the analysts requiring for companies to build out a marketplace strategy. And then finally, strategic partner targeting. So one thing that I've learned and that I've heard from folks is that it's about quality over quantity. So really targeting the partners that are product adjacent to us, that are helping us win opportunities that are really needed, rather than just everybody get on the bus and let's go. We really want to be very targeted when we're building our partnerships. And finally, pipeline. Definitely not least, because we know everybody really cares about pipeline, especially now that we're in the sales organization. So I'll start in the past. So in the past, we had very nebulous targets. It was kind of like, well, if you get this much, that's great. And we had minimal sales compensation. For the pipeline, we had unclear pipeline opportunities. We didn't really know, like, if a partner was coming on board, whether or not they would be successful. We just, took them through the process, and the partners that were in the program, we could map that by pipeline, but we didn't know what other opportunities were out there. And finally, we had limited reporting. So today, we have very ambitious revenue goals. My boss is right there. He knows. We have very ambitious revenue goals, but it's supported by sales compensation. So our sales team gets quota retirement and commission for selling our partner apps. And so cross-beam account mapping. This is really what has saved us in terms of finding out if a new partner is going to be successful with us. We can account map and find out we have 100 overlapping prospects and customers together. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Let's work together. Let's go through that onboarding process. And for those customers of ours, for those partners of ours who are currently in the program, we can do that for, like, let's say we are sponsoring an event and we want to see which salespeople to bring to the event for that partner. We can look at Crossbeam and see, which of the sales teams are involved in opportunities with that partner. And then finally, we have a dynamic dashboard where we can see our closed won deals and our pipeline as well, so we can be proactive when there are opportunities, including our partners. So looking towards the future, we're obviously looking to grow our revenue like everyone else year over year. We are enabling our sales team to actually use Crossbeam independently. So they can actually go to their opportunity in Salesforce, and they can see on the side which of our partners are actually working on those opportunities as well. And they can find out who the account owner is and reach out to them. It's a really cool Salesforce integration with Crossbeam. And finally, we're also looking to show value through influenced revenue. So it's not just about, like, okay, how much revenue did you close? It's about what are you influencing? What's the bigger picture? So, the Talkdesk revenue or the retention rate. That's all really important. So we're looking for new ways to define our KPIs and to measure our success. Okay, so key takeaways. Does anybody have any key takeaways before I tell you mine? Okay, fine. Oh, go ahead. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's good to see kind of where you were, where you are today, and then it helps you when you're creating your goals for the future, for sure. So my key takeaways, find the ideal team player and be the ideal team player is very important. So be humble, hungry, and smart. My boss actually recommended that book. He's right there. And it was very successful. It helped me understand who to look for in terms of hiring, but also who I want to be in terms of being on a team. Process. Process is all about collaborate and automate. Product, develop that platform mindset. And pipeline, define clear goals and make sure you compensate your sales teams and your partners. And with that, I'm going to open it up for questions or
the audience.
Meet me at the happy hour.
Right.
So you guys are a Salesforce partner. How do you think about being like a partner on the App Exchange and in their ecosystem, and then building your own ecosystem, right? Because like the motions that you do with Salesforce are probably similar to the motions you do with and I think some of the partners, like PCI Pal is one of our partners as well, right? And we have a mutual customer where it's like they have Talkdesk, PCI Pal, Salesforce, and us, right? But how do you think about like playing in their partner ecosystem and then also building your own and like kind of how they overlap.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So when I would go to Dreamforce and go to the App Exchange sessions, for me it was always like, this is what I want to be when I grow up, you know? So I really learned from all of the partner programs that they've built out. I know that they have a massive team, so I can definitely never do everything on that scale, but we try to take away all of the cool things that they do, like the demo jams, for example, are super successful. We do something similar. Um, the marketing program around that. I really like the points, the Trailblazer points that they were talking about earlier. So it's interesting. I don't manage the relationship with Salesforce. My colleague Patrick, who was here yesterday, actually does. But it's different. It's different for me because I'm working with partners who are really eager and excited to work with us. I feel like on the other side, when you're dealing with strategic partners, you're more like, please just give me a scrap or something, you know? But I've heard they're really good partners, and App Exchange's goals, we definitely aspire to be as successful as they are. And PCI Pal is an awesome partner.
Thank you. Uh, just a question. How has channel conflict changed as you've gone from like 29 to 100? And especially when you get the direct sales team involved. You mentioned, they're getting quota attainment now. Are you double comping or?
Yeah, it definitely hasn't been easy. It's about scaling, and that tiered model is really going to come in handy at that time because we have still the same size team. We're looking to grow, but having double the partners and same team can be challenging. So what we do is we try to figure out which partners are driving a lot of business with us. It's kind of like that point system that we talked about, where if they close opportunities, if they're, being a really good partner and they did a really great webinar, we're trying to reward them in that way. For folks who might not be doing as much, we try to give them more of a programmatic, like self-serve approach, so that if they have questions, of course, we're always going to be here and answer them, but they might not necessarily be involved in like the bigger activities. The more opportunities they close, the closer they will be to that. So it's really just, I think there was someone here earlier who was talking about saying no. You have to learn how to say no. Like I said no to the party yesterday because I had this presentation today, and now I'm not hungover. So saying no is not such a bad thing.